Is this thing on? I'm not really sure what possessed me to do this, but I was kind of sitting here in my room and I was thinking, holy guacamole, I am probably the loneliest person I know. I was like, how can I embrace this? I thought, what do my favorite lonely people do? People like Hamza in the early days of Out of Character, when it was just him and he would just sit with his mic and talk. And when I was watching that, I remember thinking, holy shit, I'm not alone. And then I thought, I feel a lot of things in a day. And as isolating as that feels to be in my head all the time, I also know that there's someone out there who probably feels the exact same way as I do. And maybe is going through some of the same things that I am. So I decided, why not sit down and record it? Because maybe someone's gonna listen and they're gonna be like, wow, I feel the exact same way. Thank you for talking about it, because no one ever does. So, this is the first episode or the first installment of, I guess you would call it, my podcast. I dug through a very old drawer of mine to find these mics that are connected to my iPad, actually. My iPad A16. The quality's really bad, you know why. I think the biggest topic that was on my mind today that I really just wanted to get out was how freaking alone I am. Wow, feels weird to say it out loud because I usually just keep those thoughts to myself or just tell my only friend, Christy, and her boyfriend, Austin, who, by the way, I'm going to be talking a lot about how lonely I am and how sad I am and how no one blah 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 and self-pity, but I do have two amazing people in my life, and I don't know where I would be without them, and I appreciate them so much. And Christy, I miss you so much. She's gone away to America for a dance trip because she's so amazing and so talented. And I love you guys. Both of you. Austin, my close personal friend. That's an ongoing joke between us. Anyway, I recently graduated high school. I graduated a month ago now. Exactly a month ago. Whoa. Exactly a month ago. Today, I graduated high school. And up until graduation, I felt this intense waiting period where I'm like, okay, once I graduate, I'm going to be free. I don't have to talk to any of these people because I hated high school. I hated high school more than I hated anything in the entire world. I hated middle school too. I was bullied my entire school life, except for elementary school. I owned that fucking playground. But then grade 7 hit, and life just kind of grabs you by the nutsack at that point. So, anyway, I always thought when I graduated high school, I would just be like this free spirit. Everything would be fine. I'd be cool. I'd be collected. I'd be a new woman. Boy, was I wrong. I tend to forget that when one chapter ends, another one opens. When you close a door, a window opens, or maybe a fire exit. I don't know. Something opens when something closes. And the universe has a funny way of always giving you something to do. You know? So, my graduating week was crazy. I felt on top of the world. You know, all these people who I low key hate on the inside, actually, not even low key, I kind of openly hated them all year and didn't talk to anyone. When graduation came around, we were all best friends, or so my brain likes to tell me. And now that I've left that egotistical space where I wasn't the best person, and I do admit that, you know, when you're underage drinking and consuming substances, nothing crazy, just little marijuana, at a young age, for 5 nights in a row. 5 nights at grad week. Anyway, that's what we do here anyway. We do 5 nights of parties. When you consume alcohol for 5 days in a row, as someone with um, probable ADHD, which is in the progress of getting diagnosed, and also depression and mental health. Do you hear my cat? And maybe my upstairs neighbors? Okay, we're a little more symmetrical now. Yeah, as someone with all these issues, when you're put in a spot where you're sort of pressured to consume these things and party and woo, let's go. When you come down from that, it felt like my earth was falling apart. And I have not consumed a drop of alcohol since, and I quit vaping and started running again and taking care of myself. I stopped dating. I stopped, you know, everything. I'm celibate probably till the day I die. And while I am content with that, I'm also not. Um, since I graduated a month ago, I, on God, I left prom early. Didn't go to the boardwalk or the motorcade or the after parties. Um, I have hung out with nobody that I graduated with, and I have just been alone. I've just been alone. And while I don't think being alone is a bad thing, holy fucking shit, does it hit you when you realize I truly, so my cat's insane. I truly have nobody. Holy shit, I have nobody. I mean, it feels like I could stand in front of you with a kitchen knife and slit my throat, and none of you would bat a fucking eye. And maybe that's some form of undiagnosed something, or maybe it's just chronic loneliness, and probably to no fault of my own because, I could have been cool in high school. I could have shut my mouth when people said and did messed up things that offended me, but I didn't. And burned a lot of bridges with terrible people and spoke up when people did shitty things. While I think that okay, what could possibly be going on upstairs at 12 p.m., 12 a.m.? 11:27. You can't see that, but anyway. While I think that it may say a lot about my character that I am opinionated and I know right from wrong and I have a moral standard, it took me a long time to realize that a lot of times you're wasting your breath on people who really don't care. They just really don't care. They don't care at all. People don't care what you have to say. Because a lot of people don't feel the same way as me. And that's been a hard pill to swallow because I have spent my entire life turning my skin blue and lowering my oxygen levels and increasing my cortisol, trying to convince people of my truth and trying to convince people of the things that I believe in. But newsflash, nobody cares. You cannot, or I cannot, waste my entire life and all of my energy on people who don't have aligned beliefs as me. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't have aligned beliefs as I. It's a hard pill to swallow because to me, it feels like my morale and my kindness and my understanding of how to treat people and how to be a good person in the limited time that we have on earth is not shared with many people. And I spent the last 18 years of my life trying so hard to change people, to change people's minds about the truth that they live. And for one, who am I? First of all, who the fuck are you, bitch, to try and change people's morale? Because people are allowed to think whatever they think. But also, you guys are all terrible people and I don't want to associate with you. So I've dug my own grave. I'm sat here complaining about being alone. But I have done this to myself. I have purposely chosen not to associate with these people my entire life. I've flipped through friend groups so quick because, well, one, I was young in high school and I was not a good person for a long time. I did some really shitty things to in some shitty situations to very good people that I should not have done. And if you're one of those people and you're watching this and you think of me as someone who did this in high school or did that, or I remember this drama, or did you hear what she did to this person? I apologize sincerely, and there's not a time in my life that goes by where I don't think of the mistakes that I've made because they haunt me. Um, because the last thing I ever want to do, ever, is inflict any type of pain on someone. But when you're young and when you're going through the things that I went through when I was in high school, I don't really blame my past self for being a bad person. Because I think, not to sound egotistical, but I think if a lot of people went through the same things that I did, they probably would have acted the same way. And it's not really my fault, but that doesn't mean that it was okay what I did. Anyway, what I'm getting at here is I've dug my own grave. I've burned the bridges with people that I don't like because I don't like them. And like I said before, I cannot. I think there's a Fiona Apple quote that I really resonated with that I seen the other day. And it was like, I will not talk if I don't think that you're listening. And I've gotten to that exact point in my life. I will not talk to you if I don't think you're listening. I simply will not waste my breath. There is nothing more exhausting than trying to convince someone of a truth that they will never listen to. They will never listen. They never will. Whether that be because of, you know, the mistakes I've made. Specifically, like I was referring to, grad week. I made a lot of mistakes grad week. I'm never drinking again. Ever. I'm committed to the sober life. I'm committed to growing as a human being. And I've learned that me drinking is not a good idea. Maybe I'm limiting myself. Maybe I'm being responsible. I don't know. But anyway, um, what was I talking about? Hold on. That Fiona Apple quote. That's what I was talking about. Well, yes. Well, yes. We're getting there. All right. The train of thought has passed again. I hear the horns. Um, yeah. I won't talk to you unless I feel like you're listening to me, and nobody will fucking listen to me. Nobody listens to me. Nobody listens to me. Oh my god. I could. Oh my god, my mic died, bro. Oh, did it die? Can you still hear me? Let me check. Okay, false alarm. My mic did not die. That's great. Yeah, nobody fucking listens to me. Nobody fucking listens to me. Nobody listens to me. Nobody listens to me. Please, guys, I swear what I have to say is insightful if you just fucking open your ears. But nobody ever listens to me. Nobody ever listens to me. Nobody ever listens to me. They might listen, but does it compute in their brain? No. Maybe that's a me issue. I don't know. Maybe I'm bad at explaining. I don't know. But it feels like nobody listens to me, nobody understands. The only person who's ever listened to me and ever understood was Christy and her boyfriend Austin. I love you both. You are my light in a sea of darkness. You are the lighthouse that guides me to shore. But anyway, I'm alone all the time because I don't like anybody. I don't fucking like any of you. I've been on dates. I've met people. I've been friends with people. I've gone out to this place to try and meet people. I've drank in large groups, I've drank in small groups. I've tried the people with a lot of money, I've tried the people with less money, I've tried the people smack dab in the middle. I've tried the spiritual people, I've tried the religious people, I've tried the agnostic people, I've tried the atheists. I've tried everyone in between. I've tried every race, every person there is to confide in or be friendly with. And it never works. It never works. Because at the end of the day, at some point in our relationship, whether it be a month in, 2 months in, 2 years in, 3 years in, 4 years in, I will either fuck up so royally that I will probably cut you off because I feel like you deserve better. Probably a self image issue, probably a self confidence issue I need to work on. Or I will just stop talking to you because I feel like you don't care if I live or die. I could shoot myself in the head right now and you would probably laugh. Nothing I say computes to you and you don't understand me how I understand you. And I don't want to surround myself with people like that. And I will say, throughout all the friendships I've tried, my mental health has never been well. I've never had a good, stable mindset ever in my entire life. And as I've started going to therapy, I've realized it's because of my childhood and the things that I've been through and things that I shouldn't have gone through that I did go through. But I wasn't a good friend to a lot of people, and a lot of people weren't good friends to me because I think I was near impossible to understand. And I think I still am impossible to understand to most people. So I've just decided I'm at this point where I need to protect my peace. I need to just stop. I've just stopped. I've stopped. I've stopped it all. I surround myself with two people and my landlord, who's like my best friend. In case you didn't know, I don't really have parents. I have a dad and I have a mom, of course. I had to come from somewhere. But my mom wasn't much of a mother to me growing up, and I moved a lot. I moved between aunts and uncles to my dad, to my nan. I've had a lot of trauma from both of my parents, and more so my mother. I don't speak to my mother. And I moved out when I was 17 years old. And I've lived by myself since. That was in October. It is now July. And going through everything that I went through with my mother, and then being 17 and moving out and having to battle adulthood before I was even an adult, fucked me up royally. I'm gonna be honest, it did. It ruined me, ruined who I am. I don't know who I would be. I'd probably be a better friend, and I'd probably be a nicer person, and I'd probably be more susceptible to healthy relationships if I hadn't gone through what I went through, which really sucks a lot. But I can't control it. It's over. Now, for the first time in my life, I'm safe. For the first time in my life, I don't have to worry about where the food's gonna come from, and I don't have to worry about what I'm gonna do when I turn 18. And I don't have to worry about anything but myself. Which is freaking weird because I've hit this point where I realize I don't have to do that. I don't have to surround myself with shitty people. And I don't have to put myself in shitty situations. But the only way that I can stop that is by literally not being around anyone, it feels like. I have absolutely no desire to be around anyone. Because it just feels like you guys are setting me back. everything I've been through, and I'm supposed to sit here and listen to the drama and listen to what your shitty boyfriend told you the other day. I can't do it. 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 Oh, no, I actually can't do it because how is the biggest issue in your life? What your shitty 19-year-old boyfriend who you knew was shitty when you got with said to you. I don't fucking care. I'm sorry. Maybe that makes me a bad person who lacks empathy. Let me know. I don't fucking care. I don't care. And I don't connect with anyone because I don't fucking care what you have to say. I don't care. You are dumb. I understand. I understand. People are young. People want to party. People want to have fun. People want to date. People want to go out and enjoy their life. But I can't help but feel like I'm trapped in this invisible cage where I'm the only one who realizes that none of this matters. Oh my God, none of it matters. I'm sorry, when I go on my phone and I check people's Snapchat stories and I see that you're at another party posted up with people who are probably the worst people I've ever met in my entire life, where's that going to get you? Where are you going in life? How are these people going to benefit you in any way? They're not. Newsflash. Okay, we're back again. Sorry, there's so many cuts in this. It feels like when I see all these people going on trips with their friends who have allegations from high school, you and I don't care how good of a person you are. You are who you surround yourself with. And how can you sleep at night knowing that you're on good terms with these people who are terrible? I can't get over it. I just can't help but feel this level of ew whenever I look at anyone's story. And you know what? The ones that I actually do like, who I'm like, you guys have good morals. But you all don't invite me. I didn't get invited, so fuck you, pretty much. No, I'm joking. But I'm just like, I'm happy for you, but also where was my invite? And then I kind of want to die a little because I'm like, wow, I guess even the people that I actually do like, who I actually share morals with, they actually don't share morals with me. So nobody actually likes me. Wow. So nice. Okay. So I don't fit anywhere and I should die, pretty much. And then I'm just stuck in this perpetual loop once again of my loneliness because when I see people who I actually like go out and I don't get invited, I'm like, shoot me in the dome, please. Shoot that boy in the head. Just kill me, actually. But then, on the same hand, when I see people who actually get invited to stuff who I fucking hate, I'm like, thank God I didn't get invited to that. Because you all suck. You all suck dick and ball. Both at the same time. So then I'm just kind of stuck in this perpetual state of I hate everybody, and there's something wrong with me for that. And I use hate as hate's a strong word. I don't hate anybody. The only thing I hate truly is myself and my past behavior. But that's for another episode. Amen. So now I sit in my apartment alone for the last month and I do nothing. Oh my God, I have so many hobbies. I drink enough water. I take melatonin and multivitamins. I oil my hair 2 times a week. I do my skincare every single night. I read 10 pages before bed of a self help book. I run nearly every single day or go on a walk. I work 30 hours a week on a good week. I work at a job that I enjoy. I don't drink ever. I don't vape ever. I do smoke a little bit of the ganj every now and then, but I'm cutting back and it's my next habit that I'm trying to break. I own plants and a cat and a parrot. And you know what I do all day? I paint, I play guitar, pick my outfits out, post on Instagram so many times a day because I have nothing else to do. Nothing else. This is my life. I get dressed up and then I have men swipe up on my Instagram story. Love from Turkey, heart from Turkey, so beautiful from Turkey. and I appreciate the sentiment, but I'm gonna shoot myself in the head. It feels like my life is just an endless loop of the Truman Show. Except there's no one else but the voices in here. It's just me and the voices left. That's it. And my cat. Bro, going insane. I'm just going insane. I've tried Tinder. Terrible. 0 out of 10. I've tried going out, kind of. Not really. I can't do that part. Can't do that. Until I get like a decent group, which I'm sure. Come on. Come here. I'm sure that one day I will get a good group of people that I resonate with who invite me to places and see me and hear me for who I am. And I'm so excited for that day. And I just have to sit here and I have to think. Everything happens for a reason, and the universe is here. It's guiding me. The right people will come into my life when it's needed. And this state of loneliness is the universe's plan. This was meant to happen. It's part of my growth, and there's more to learn about myself. Of course there is. But holy shit, am I fucking bored. I am fucking bored. I do the same thing every single day. And if I could just maybe have a partner, you know what? I don't even need friends. Hit me with a love interest this summer, baby. We're golden. As of right now, it looks like I am in a perpetual state of loneliness. And everyone always says, "This is good. You're learning how to be alone." You're growing as a person. You're becoming the best version of yourself. You're the healthiest you've ever been. You're the calmest you've ever been. You're not on any medications. You take care of yourself. You should be happy that this is happening to you. Girl, I'm 18 years old and I am in my apartment alone every single day. Every single day, without fail. I'm alone every single day. Unless I go to work and my coworkers are pretty fucking cool. But oh my god, I'm reduced to a life where I'm sat in front of a camera telling an imaginary person how cool my coworkers are. We've lost the plot. We've simply lost the plot. We just have. So, as I sit here alone again in my apartment on a Saturday night in the middle of July, late July, the hottest time of the year. Everyone's out there. Actually, right now, there's a music festival an hour away from where I live that everyone's gone to. Or they're out at a house party with all these fun people and they're having a barbecue and they're drinking and oh my god, they're smoking weed and they're posting it on their Snapchat story. And oh my god, look, this person who literally bullied you till you wanted to die, they're posted up with the person who comforted you when you cried, loaded drunk. So actually, the person who comforted you hated your guts and was only being nice to you because you're pitiful and they think the same thing that that terrible person who bullied you thinks. And then I'm like, oh, I hate all of you. And I sit on my couch again and watch another 35 episodes of The Office in a row while eating dill pickle Lay's chips. And maybe some applesauce if we're feeling healthy. Maybe I'll oil my hair. Maybe I'll play a fun coloring game on my iPad A16. I don't know. Maybe I'll design another tattoo. Maybe I'll teach my cat how to sit. Maybe I will online shop because I do need some new shelves because I just got some new Harry Potter Legos and oh my god, I am the weirdest person ever. And of course, no one wants to hang out with me because I do nothing but play Legos and run and eat healthy, and I haven't had fun in months. But I love my life. This is probably the happiest I've ever been. But I'm alone. I'm so, so, so alone. And I'm at a point in my life where maybe it's, this is why I feel alone because I think everyone else is going to have this loneliness realization later in life after college, and I'm having it now because I'm taking a gap year and I don't like anybody. But I'm just realizing everything I've been through and all of my past mistakes because I have so much time to think, and I can't sit here and excuse my shitty behavior that I've done for years and my shitty coping mechanisms, caused by childhood or not. They're still shitty and they're still negatively affecting people around me, and I don't want to live a life that negatively affects anyone. That sounds like a terrible life to live. But it kind of sucks to have to realize it. It's a lot easier to live in bliss and pretend like you're a good person even when you don't work for it. And someone who doesn't work to grow as a human being is probably not a good person. And what do they say? Life is nothing but a journey of growing, becoming the better version of yourself every day. And I'll keep telling myself that every day that I'm alone in this apartment. And I'll keep picking up new hobbies and going to bed earlier and earlier, waking up earlier and earlier every single night. But at the end of the night, I'm still alone. I still sleep in my bed alone. Jeff Buckley was a genius. If you're so very clever, why do you sleep alone tonight? Maybe, I don't know, let me know. If you have the answers, I'd love to listen to them because I have no idea. Because I think, not to be egotistical, I think I'm a pretty good person. I think I haven't always been a good person, but I think that I'm a good person because I realize my flaws and I try to improve them. Right? Because I can't go back in time. I can't change my shitty behaviors. But I can grow from them and I can learn. And I'm trying, actually. Every single day I wake up and I try to be better. Because I don't want to live a life where I'm stuck. And maybe these people are feeling the same way. You know? Maybe they feel like they're stuck in a sorry. Maybe they feel like they're stuck in a world where they have to party every night and they don't want to. Maybe they have an alcohol problem. Maybe their relationship's crumbling apart at the seams. And maybe they feel just as alone as I do, but they're surrounded by people who don't mean anything to them. They just look a little less lonely. I don't know. I don't know what's going on in people's lives. Maybe some of the cool people that I think would never relate to me are watching this and thinking, babe, I feel the exact same way. And I hope you do. I hope that there's someone out there who feels the same way as me and can relate. And if you do you maybe want to like I know this really cool shop just downtown. Maybe we could go get a coffee there sometimes when I'm off work, just if you're really just when you need it. Just let me know and it's totally platonic. Just let me know. I'm also at a point where okay, we're going to get real personal here. I went through my first long-term relationship this past year, and we broke up in February. And up until July, this month, I kind of filled that hole in very unhealthy ways through multiple partners. Shitty partners who I knew were bad for me that I kept talking to because I felt so lonely. I'm not going to lie to you. And I never really dealt with the breakup. I never dealt with being alone, not having someone's company, because even though it was shitty company and they probably didn't care if I lived or died, they were still company. And I was alone not very often, which felt good. It feels good to not be alone. But the white rabbit caught up to me, and I had a moment of realization. What am I doing with my life? This isn't the life I want to live. This isn't who I want to be. When I closed my eyes 5 years ago and was asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? When you graduate high school? What do you want to do? The last thing I thought was someone who did one night stands from Tinder, and that had become my life. The last thing I thought when I closed my eyes was a girl who was addicted to toxic relationships because it was better than being alone. That's not what I wanted. I always wanted independence. I always wanted to put myself first. I always wanted to be content with my loneliness. So I said, enough is enough. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not I'm not doing it. I'm not putting my heart on my sleeve anymore. Heart been broke so many times I don't know what to believe. I'm not putting my heart on my sleeve anymore to people. I can't do it. Can't do it. Cut myself off from dating and very recently seen a guy for the first time and it was terrible. It was the worst first date of my entire life and it really solidified to me that I don't ever want to date someone ever or be intimate with someone ever. But every single fucking night when I close my eyes and when the front part of my brain shuts down and there's still just a couple neurons left and they conjunction junction up some dream in my brain to watch. It is always a dream about love. And I wake up, and this is embarrassing, but I wake up and I am gut wrenched for an hour after waking up from my slumber, give or take. Not gut wrenched, that's dramatic, but I just feel like, oh my God, because I'm alone. And there was a point in my life where I woke up next to a partner. And obviously, there's a reason we broke up. And obviously, it didn't work. And obviously, I wasn't happy if we're not together anymore. But I still woke up next to someone. Someone still loved me. And someone would check on me if I didn't eat. And they'd make me my favorite food when I needed it. And even though we fought, and even though we were terrible for each other, I still had someone. And I still had someone who I knew would have me. And I knew I could take care of. And who made me feel like a good person most of the time. Now I gotta find that within myself. I have to convince myself that I'm a good person and make my own food and comfort my own self when I'm crying. And I guess that's not a bad thing, but I don't know. I just really miss having someone. I don't miss my exes. I've never really been single, truly single. I've always talked to guys, had a guy who wanted me, whatever. I mean, it's not that guys don't want me, I just don't want them back. So there's no excitement for me. I don't want anything right now except to figure my shit out. That's what I want to do. But when I wake up in the morning after those very vivid dreams of being in love again, which I worry will never happen again. When I wake up from those dreams, girl, I be cuddled up next to my pillow pretending that it's a real human. Oh, it's like I'm 14 again. And I read romance books and imagine what they look like, and I get butterflies from them like I'm fucking 12 years old reading Wattpad. Harry Potter Wattpad fanfiction, that's what I'm giving. And it's embarrassing because everyone else who's 18 actually has someone next to them. But it's whatever. It's part of the healing journey. I need to learn how to be alone and be content with my loneliness. But can't help but think about how there was a time where I did have someone. I did. And when you have no friends and no partner and you're an orphan, oh my God, I wish you guys could understand what I feel. Like on the inside. I probably shouldn't show my feet, should I? Probably no feet showing. Probably shouldn't do that. I'm searching. Kind of. Not really. I feel like my soul wants love really bad, but my logical mind knows that it's not a good idea. So I'm not really searching. I mean, I'm not really going out to bars trying to find people or talking to people within my friend group who are single because I don't have a friend group and I'm not really trying to make friends. And I'm not really giving anyone the time of day because I just don't fucking want to. I want commitment and honesty and love and real love, not lust. And I feel like there's nobody out there to give it to me right now because I'm not there. I'm not at a point where I can truly say that I can treat someone the way that they need to be treated, especially with how I want to be treated. I want to be treated with respect and dignity, and if I don't have that within myself and I can't give that to a partner, then there's no way that I'm ever going to find that. So I'll just be alone for a while, probably a long while. I don't know what I'm doing for college. I want to do veterinary medicine and I want to do heavy equipment mechanic and I want to be an elementary school teacher. I want to do it all, seems like. And I don't know what one to choose. So I'm taking a gap year. We'll figure it out, I guess. I guess. I don't know. Just trying to figure out my life, trying to be a better person, and also trying to be content with being alone while everyone else my age is not. It's been a tough month. The best month of my life. I've never grown this much as an individual, ever. And I've never been more self aware and honest with myself. And I've never had more hobbies and I've never been better. But I'm still alone. Right, Carrie? I guess I'm still figuring it all out. And I guess it's not a bad thing to be alone. I just crave human company. But I do have my cat. My cat's pretty cool. I have a parrot back there. He's pretty cool too. Anyway, I hope this wasn't the most boring thing you've ever listened to in your whole life. It was a little sad. Hey, maybe we'll talk about like Love Island or something next episode if there is one. Yeah. Thanks for watching. I'm probably gonna hit the hay. And yeah, I hope this helped someone feel a little bit less alone and feel content with who they are and what they are and who they're going to be. Because that's what I needed right now. So, hope it worked for you guys. Anyway, thanks for watching. Goodbye.